This is the first car video of 2021. Today we have a 2019 Porsche Boxster 718. It's me, it's your boy Bro, and I am your bro man. Fun fact about Porsche, this company was founded in 1928 by Ferdinand Porsche, and they didn't build any cars until 10 or 15 years after that. The first car that they were assigned with designing or helping in design was what turned out to be the Volkswagen Beetle. Coming back to this car, it's mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, and they changed the Boxster in 2017. They went from a flat 6 to a flat 4, and hence the 718 moniker. Porsche 718 was a race car that Porsche had built in the late 50s and early 60s. It still manages to put out 300 horses and 280 foot-pound of torque. This can do 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. And I think the official time is 4.4 or 4.5. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features. So starting from the front of the car, it's got these parking sensors on the bumper. All of these air intakes work in sending air to the engine and to the brakes. You have adaptive headlights up front with those little headlight washer. This is a mid-engine car, so under the hood you have some storage space. To open the hood, you just press your hand and boom, it opens up. You put your hand, it pops open, and then you have a little lever here, pull it, and boom, it's got a pretty spacious frunk. Yeah, it's quite deep and decently wide, so yeah, you can probably put maybe 2 carry-on bags in here. So Porsches are not only famous for going fast or going from 0 to 60, they also put a lot of emphasis on how fast they can stop, how fast they can go from 60 to 0. So you have 4 piston brake calipers up front on a 20-inch wheel. You have your gas cap on the right hand side of the car, and it's on the front, not on the back, it's on the front. And when you open it, even the gas cap says it's a Porsche. So just in case you were confused what kind of car it is, it tells you it's a Porsche. I love the red and black contrast. Usually I'm not a very big fan of the rag top or the soft top, but I don't know, there's something about this car. It completes the look and adds a lot of contrast to it. And if you see, it's got the black wheels that go with the black rag top, and then you have the little side vents, and the door handles are black as well. These side vents are functional. They send in a lot of air for your brakes and the engine. It's a mid-engine car, so the engine's sitting right behind here somewhere. I would have loved to show you guys the 2-liter flat 4 that this car has, but the engine is hidden underneath and there's no way for me to access it, and therefore I can't show it to you guys. So for the 2017 model year, when they put the 718 moniker on this car, they redesigned the back end. So it's got LED tail lights on the 2 ends. It has a little spoiler. Which activates when you're going above 70 miles an hour, or there's a button and you can press it to take it up or down. And at the bottom, it's got that single exhaust right in the middle. And the bumper also has 2 parking sensors. And you have a decent amount of storage space in your rear trunk as well. It's not a lot, but it's something there. So now, to open the car, it's pretty simple. You walk up to it and you pull on the door handle. And as long as you have the key fob on you, it opens right up. So the door has the frameless windows, and it has a nice soft touch to it. It doesn't have a lot of leather on it, but it's a nice soft touch, and as you can see, it's not overly complicated. It's just got enough stuff in it. In case you were confused and you didn't know what car you were getting into, it's a Boxster. On the side, you have these couple of buttons to open the frunk and the rear trunk. The seats are nice and comfortable. They have a decent amount of padding to it, and Porsche was really serious about cutting down weight. So you can adjust the seats have them come front and back, like the back end of the seat. But if you wanted to move the seats to the front or adjust the height of the seats, that's manual. You would have to use this to adjust the height of the seat, and then you have a lever here that you can use to pull the seat back towards the front or back. It's got a couple of vents on the top, but I want to bring your attention to the left side. This is where you have your headlight switch or headlight controls. And then in traditional Porsche design, you have your start button on the left side. This is a fake switch. This is like a fake little thingy, but you have to turn it. And this is going back to the days of racing for Le Mans, where the race started with all of the folks running into their cars and taking off, and you wanted the advantage of every single second or millisecond. So they put the key to the left, so when you get into your car, you don't have to fumble around. You put the key here and start it. This is your Porsche steering wheel. It has this nice Porsche logo here, and this logo is actually a combination of the two coat of arms of two different places. The little horse is from the coat of arms of Stuttgart, Germany, and that's where Porsche is headquartered. The larger one on the side, the coat of arms of the Free People's State of Württemberg. Now you have a few steering wheel controls. This is your volume control. You have a couple of controls is to answer a call, to end a call, to go back, and then you can use this little wheel to toggle through the menu options. You have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. On the right side, you have the little controls for your wiper blades. On the left side, you have your turn signal stock, and then further down below, it's the cruise control. Now for the instrument cluster, you have two analog clusters and one digital. This is your speedometer, this is your tachometer, and it has all of these lights for check engine, parking brake, traction control off, ABS. And at the bottom you have the digital odometer, and here you have a digital speedometer. And for the one digital display that you have, you can toggle through a bunch of options. Yeah, that's pretty neat. The one thing that I found a little weird was that if you look at the speedometer, it goes up in like increments of 25. In most cars, it's an increment of 10 miles an hour. Here it's going up by 25. You see 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, and so on. Moving on to the infotainment screen. This is not the fanciest of all infotainment screens, but this car is all about driving, and it's focused towards driving. So this gives you the information about your car, your trip, average fuel consumption, average speed. You have your various assists, and then you can play around with the settings. You have your sources, navigation. This car does not have navigation, but if it did, it would show up here. Maps, then you can go to your home screen. This is your home screen, and this is just basic home screen. Porsche only supports Apple CarPlay. They do not support Android Auto, because Android Auto apparently uses a lot of information or needs a lot of information from the car, and they don't want to do that. Moving down the stack, you get to set your climate control, and the weird thing is you cannot set it in degrees of Fahrenheit or nothing like that. It just says cool or hot, cool or hot. You don't know, like in other cars you're like, yeah, let me set it at 65, 70. Here it's either cool, cooler, or hot. The seats are both heated and ventilated on both sides, and then you have the buttons for your front and rear defroster, and if you want the air to circulate. You have these other set of buttons on the other side to direct where you want the air to come out. You have your two buttons for the convertible roof. You have a button to activate sport mode, turn off your traction control. That's for to activate the sport exhaust. This is your automatic start and stop, and this is what you use to activate or lower the spoiler. You have your hazards button and the lock button. This has the PDK transmission of Porsche. That is Porsche's dual clutch transmission. Each clutch is responsible for one set of the gearbox. So one of the clutches is responsible for the odd gears, so first, third, fifth, seventh, and reverse, and the other one is responsible for second, fourth, and sixth. And how this works is like any time that the car is moving, and let's say you're at a certain gear, the next gear is already being ready to deploy, and these clutches activate and deactivate in a matter of milliseconds. And what that does is that it gives you a smooth and uniform power delivery. You are never lost for power. The issue number one with this car is that there is not a lot of storage space inside. There's a little cutout here. There's a tiny little center console here that doesn't do a lot, that doesn't have a lot of space in it. And your USB outlet is inside there. You have one USB there, and there's a USB inside the glove compartment. And even the side storage on the doors are not much. Gripe number two. So you have these sun visors here, and let's say you're driving along and there's a lot of sun coming from the side. In most cars, you can take the sun visor and move it around here or move it to the side. So here you pull it out, but this is as far as it will go. Why? Because it stops right here. That's gonna do you a lot of good. This is at my eye level, so this is right in my way and it's not helping me. Here's another little quirk. So these seats have these little levers here. What this does is once you pull it, it folds forward. Why do you need it in a two-seater? What you gonna do behind? There's not like there's a lot of storage space behind, so what's the point? Now I'm sitting in the front seat. I'm about 5'10", and there's a decent amount of headroom. There's a decent amount of space on the two sides, so this is actually not a bad car. This is not like you're really snug or tight in here. It's pretty decent. And as for the legroom, I am quite comfortable here. Well, now that we've looked around the car, let's take it out on the road and see how it drives. I love the view, this cockpit view, this beautiful Porsche steering wheel. And you know, a lot of times people ask, like, you know, what's the best position to hold the steering wheel? Is it 10 and 2 or 9 and 3? Actually, guys, it's 9 and 3. See, it even has a cutout here. So 9 and 3, and your paddle shifters are right behind you. I learned this at the BMW's Ultimate Driving Experience Academy. I have the top down, and it's a nice sunny day. It's a little chilly, but as you can see, visibility out of this thing is amazing. First impressions, right? Sitting behind the wheel of this car, you are sitting quite low. You are sitting very low to the ground, and you get that feeling. It's a sports car. It's supposed to be low. Now I am used to my Corvette, so which is a lot more louder, and it has a lot more engine noise and grunt to it. This does not. This is a flat 4, and the engine's behind you, so there's not a lot of noise in this car. But even though it's only just a flat 4, it is putting out 300 horses in a car that weighs about 3,000 pounds, so that's a ton and a half. And yeah, so that's about 200 horses to a ton. That's not bad. Well, you get a bit of an exhaust note there. Now I am not in sport mode. I don't have the sport exhaust mode on either. So this is just the normal regular mode. And I just wanted to see how it feels. It sounds like there is something there. It's a flat 4, so if you've driven like a Subaru, like a performance version of the Subaru, the WRX or something like that, it has a similar sort of noise. Now it's not the same noise, but it's very similar. Like there is something there. There's a little bit of a growl, but not a lot. So drive, and you know, it's a Porsche at the end of the day. Now this is a car that's designed to be an everyday driver, and you can. And even with the roof down in 43 degrees as the instrument cluster, so it's 43 degrees, it's sunny, it's not the warmest day. You don't get a lot of wind. There's some wind on the top of my head, but it does a good job of blocking the wind. So yeah, and the brakes on this car are simply phenomenal. I love the brakes on this car, man. This is so nice.
So let's put it in sport mode and see how much fun this car is. So to put it in sport mode, just press the sport button. Now I got foot on the brake, foot on the gas, and we'll go. Wow, that was fast. That was quick. That was really quick. And you know what I loved about this? Loved about it? There was no wheel spin. There was no wheel spin. This being a mid-engine car, all that weight of that engine is on the rear wheel, so that keeps this car planted. There is no wheel spin. Not for a single second did it feel like it was fishtailing or anything. This is quite quick in a straight line, and it loves to go around corners. Porsches are never really meant for straight line speed. They are known for going around corners and having this amazing handling. This being a mid-engine car, all of that weight of the engine is on the rear wheels. That gives it a 50-50 weight distribution. It really helps in the handling, makes this car really happy to go around corners. That's what you want in your Porsche. That's why you buy one of these.
And the gear shifts are so fast, so quick. It's like right there. It has a really short wheelbase. It's what, a 97-inch wheelbase. It's not the longest wheelbase, so it can maneuver very well, and it's very planted when it does that. How much does this car cost, right? So the base price or starting price for this car is around $60,000, and you can add more packages to it and it'll keep going up. So you might end up spending $70,000 to $80,000 depending on the trim and whatnot. So this is the base model. There's a base with a manual transmission. This is the base with the automatic transmission. Then you have the S, and then I think you have the GTS or the GT4.
Can you use this for a daily driving? Yes, you can. This can be your daily driver. This has enough space for your liquor store runs, grocery runs, and things like that. But as long as it's just 2 people or less, if you have more than 2 people, if you have kids and stuff, yeah, no. Then this is just your weekend fun car. And this is what this car is all about. It's not about having 10,000 features and functions and luxury and all of that. This is a driver's car. You're supposed to drive and have fun with it. You are quite comfortable cruising along or just going stupid, going fast. It does look beautiful. It's a good looking car. You don't buy a sports car to blend in. You buy a sports car to stand out. I love this color, the beautiful red color that it's in, and this completes the package of it. Now I was talking to the owner of the car. He loves to golf, and he said the one thing he does not like about it is that he cannot really put his golf clubs in either of the trunks, so he ends up putting his golf clubs in the second seat when he's going golfing. Well, all good things must come to an end, so let's head back to the Mini and wrap up this video.
Oh, is it Wednesday again? Alright, cool. If you guys like what we do here at Bhroman, give us a like and subscribe. Did you guys see that the punk got some new Bhromance swag? Where's mine? This is such a thankless job. I get nothing. Alright, let's talk about the cost of ownership for the 2019 Porsche Boxster 718. So you need to get a service done every 10,000 miles or 1 year, whichever's first. That costs you about $350, and you would need to get your tires changed, all 4 tires changed at some point of time. These can last you anywhere between 10,000 miles to 30,000 miles. Depending upon how you drive it, you might need to change them sooner. So over a 2-year period, you would need 2 oil changes, that's $700, and a set of new tires, that's $1,500. That gives you a total cost of $2,200. Divided by the number of days, it's about $3 a day. Let's assign it a score, shall we? On the looks, it's a 9 out of 10. On the BRAAAP, it's an 8 out of 10. On the usability, it's a 2-seater. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. And on the maintenance, it's not very high, but it's not very low either. It gets a 7 out of 10. For a combined Bhromance score of 7.5 out of 10. Now the Porsche Boxster, it is a fun roadster. A roadster is a two-seater car with a drop top or a convertible top. So this car looks beautiful. It is a lot of fun to drive, and in the true Porsche way, it's fast, not just in a straight line, but around corners as well. And the brakes are amazing. It's fast going 0 to 60 and 60 to 0. This is a car that you want to drive when you just want to have stupid fun. There is not a lot of practicality around it. This is not what it's meant to be. That sports car is not meant to be practical or very low maintenance. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. It's supposed to get you noticed and put a stupid smile on your face. And this car checks all of those boxes. Thanks for watching. Until next week, bro out.